Hi, Accelerate ladies. I am Adrienne, and I'm your fairy tech mother. I'm based here in Salt Lake City, and I have been spending the last decade or so doing tech for people, all sorts of clients, all sorts of different tech. And LinkedIn is one of my strong suits. So I thought I would share with you what I'm doing on LinkedIn and why you should be on LinkedIn and all the cool stuff that you can do on LinkedIn because I feel like it's such an overlooked gem. I mean, let's face it, most of us are on Instagram every day, most of us are on Facebook. Is it really working for you? Are you getting, the clients and the oomph that you need to be successful on those platforms? Probably not. So, this is going to be really helpful for you. And I think LinkedIn is absolutely the place where you should be. It used to be much more of just a job market and, for people who were, hang on, I've got somebody coming in. For people who were looking for jobs and things. And it's changed a lot. There's a lot of freelancers, there's a lot of small business owners, there's a lot of other people in the space, and there's lots of great conversations going on. And you absolutely need to be a part of that. So, hi, Crystal. How are you? Very nice. We're just barely getting started. I just did the little intro. I'm about ready to dig into the slides. I am recording because I know there were some people who said that they couldn't be here, but I'm happy that you're here. So I'm going to go ahead and go through my whole slide presentation, and I probably won't be able to see any chat or any questions. So if you want to hold your questions until the end, and then I'll save some time to like go over your questions and any specifics and all that good stuff. And hopefully I'll be able to see if anybody else pops in while I'm doing the presentation. I'm still kind of new to doing Zoom with the Canva presentation tool. So we'll wing it, and I'm hoping it's going to record. I just realized I was like, oh, shoot, I hope it's going to record my screen. So we'll learn as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to put myself in Canva presentation mode. I always hate that little. Okay, let's get that down. And here we go. Present full screen. And here we go. Okay. So we have, oh, we got somebody else coming in. Okay. Ooh, and I did get a notification. So very nice. So welcome, Nadia. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm going ahead and starting the presentation. So if you can just hold any questions, we'll have a little bit of time at the end for some questions and answers, maybe take a peek at a couple of profiles and do all the things. So I'm really happy that you're here. So starting here, okay, to me, LinkedIn is like the corner bar where all your ideal clients are hanging out, but you're not there because people just they don't know what to post, they don't know how to set up their profile, they don't know what to do on there. And that's what I'm going to clear up in this presentation. And I've been on LinkedIn for about a year and a half, and I've already got close to 1,000 uh, connections. And I've got 2 newsletters, and I'm on there every single day because I find that much value in it. Hi, Heidi. We're so happy to have you. I was terrified I was going to be in this room talking to myself. So I am recording this, and I'm going to go through my little, dog and pony show here. And then I'm going to save some time at the end to answer all your questions and maybe take a peek at a couple of profiles. But I'm just kind of doing the introductory stuff so you didn't miss a thing.
Great.
So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so to me, there's 3 ways that you need to be successful on LinkedIn. Okay, it starts with having your perfect profile. And I'm going to show you a good example of that and explain the pieces of it. But here's the beauty shot here. Okay, Someone should be able to land on your LinkedIn profile and within 3 seconds know exactly who you are, what you're talking about, and why they should interact with you. So that's the point of having a profile that is really tight and really put together well, because then people will connect with you. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about the LinkedIn algorithm. So, if you're being very clear to the LinkedIn algorithm, then it's going to be showing you to the correct audience. So, if you're talking about A, and or well, if you're in a business that does A and you're talking about B, C, and D, then the algorithm gets confused. And when the algorithm is confused, guess what it does? Nothing. Okay. Because you want to be very, very clear to your potential clients, to any potential partners or referral partners or collaborators that you want to work with, and to the algorithm. And I'm going to show you some tricks to figure that out. Okay. So that's step one. Step one is having your profile absolutely dialed in so that I can hop on your profile and go, oh, she's talking about this. This is what I need. This is how she can help me. The second step is posting regularly. And this is where people get tripped up. They get this deer in the headlights thing going on. And oh, I don't know what to post. Oh, I don't want to brag. Oh, what do I say? Blah, blah, blah. And oh, we got another person. How fun. I'm so happy to have all you people here. Come on in. Come on in. All right, so we're just getting started. We're going through the presentation. Hi, Jackie. And I will take some questions at the end, but we're kind of doing the whole dog and pony show, but you're great. We're only on the second slide. We're rolling here. So we just talked about the profile makeover, which is a service that I offer and something that I help people with, but you can also do your own thing. We talked about regular posting, and regular posting on LinkedIn looks like showing up and posting content, not reposting other people's stuff, posting your own original content at least once a week, once to twice. I do 4 times because I'm an overachiever. But if you're showing up there, you're doing better than a ton of people. And here's the most interesting statistic about this that I really want you to like burn this into your brain circuits. On LinkedIn and I'm sorry, on Instagram and on Facebook, 40% of the people are posting content. 40 freaking percent. So no wonder your stuff is getting lost in the jet stream and your posts only last for what? 2 hours, half a day, whatever. But on LinkedIn, only 3 to 5% of the people are posting regularly. So you have a chance to show up like a gold nugget in the stream here to get so many more eyes on your content. So that to me is the beauty shot right there. That is the important fact that you want to take away from this webinar, to say, if I'm posting on LinkedIn, I am exceeding a ton of other people and I'm going to get more eyeballs on my stuff, which is what we want. We want people to see our amazing content. And what's the time, what's the shelf life on Instagram? Like 4 hours, something? It's here and it's gone because everybody else is posting. But on LinkedIn, I've had people come back and comment on posts of mine that were a week or 2 weeks old. So I think, having a posting schedule and doing it regularly is super valuable. And that again is a service that I offer. Hey, how amazing is that? I will actually post for you, create graphics, do all the keywords and all that stuff. That's something that I love to do. Okay, so the third part, the third pillar here is having conversations with people, commenting on their posts, replying to comments on your post. That is the bread and butter of LinkedIn. So you want to connect with a lot of people, and it's perfectly fine to put out connection requests to people, and they'll look at you and they'll go, yeah, she looks like a pretty normal person. Her profile looks good. Yeah, I'm going to connect with her. So you don't need to be shy about connecting with people. It's perfectly acceptable. It's not like a pushy, salesy type thing. It's just a, hey, I want to get to know you a little bit better and I'd like to see your posts in my feed. So, that is perfectly okay. So, we're all clear on this. Profile has to be set up. You got to be regular posting and you got to be doing the comments and interacting with people. Then you're going to be successful on this platform. And okay, here's a point I meant to make about the profile. Okay, I see a lot of people doing this on many platforms. Okay, and this is a universal statement for social media. Do not jump into a new platform half-assed. Seriously, figure out what you need to do your research, look at the experts, and get your ducks in a row before you hop onto the platform and set up your profile. Because I see so many people who set up a really crappy profile with snippets and cut and paste from their resume, and it looks unprofessional, and they've got like a generic image, and it just looks like shit. And then later on, they learn and they straighten it out. But in the meantime, you've given the algorithm a very poor impression of you, and that impression can stick. So, whether you're doing Instagram, Facebook, whatever, take your time, learn what you're doing, get your ducks in a row, maybe talk to some experts, then start your profile. Don't go into it without having everything lined up and knowing what you're doing, because you can really hurt your reputation with the platform. So, moving on. Okay, I always use my profile just as an example. Well, mainly because I like my profile, but also because I've worked really hard to get it very clear and make sure that I've got it set up in a way that works. Okay, so let's start with the profile photo. Okay, I am not photogenic. It's not really my thing, but I did have a headshot that I took 10 years ago, and I used a little AI enhancement on it. But the main thing is that you don't want any distracting clutter in the background. You want to be looking straight at the camera. You want to be smiling. You want to be, kind of just showing your face. You don't want to be back here. You don't want your kids and your dogs and your sewing
No,
machine or whatever in here.
I don't know if I can mute this.
Sorry?
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You can use a logo, but it really is better to use a good, clear shot of your face. So that's your profile photo. That's very important. The other part is this image behind me. This is your cover photo. And there's some really terrific templates out on Canva that you can use and customize. The big mistake that I see people making is to try and put too many words here. I don't recommend more than about 10 or 12 words here, and it needs to be 24 to 30 point font because people need to be able to read this on their phones. Lots of people are going to be looking at this on their phones, and a lot of times I see people who like have their whole freaking bio in little tiny letters, and you can't see what they're about. And then, lots of white space. So this is something I do as part of my profile makeover service, is to create these cover images for you and get everything sorted out. Okay. The next important thing is your headline. Your headline is very important. And this is basically telling the world who you are. And every time you comment, every time you do a newsletter, every time you share in a group or do anything, this headline shows up. So you really want to take an hour or two and really get this headline dialed in. And here's my secret tip just for you guys. Okay, the first 50 characters are for the people. The rest of it, and you've got like 240-ish characters to work with, use all that. Don't just put your freaking title. Don't put owner. Don't take the time, really write this. And so you'll see what part of this is for the people. This part here, I want to be your fairy tech mother. And people go, ooh, that's interesting. What is she talking about? What does that mean? I need to find out more. So I'm invoking that curiosity factor and also a little bit of playfulness to stand out from the crowd and do something that people are going to be interested in. But then I'm using the rest of it to punch in some really good keywords. And I've actually edited a little bit since then, but I'm using the rest of it to teach the algorithm who I am. So it's showing me to people who are interested in WordPress websites, who are interested in LinkedIn training, who are interested in having their newsletters and things set up. So you want to really take your time and get this, dialed in. And again, this is something I do where I will help you craft this headline and get it set up exactly. And then I couldn't get it in the screen, but about me is a really nice chunk of space. You've got like over 4,000 characters for your about me. And here's a couple things you don't want to do. You don't want to cut and paste from your resume. You don't want to write it in third person. You want to write it in first person as just kind of an interesting story. But of course, you want your more important, more interesting facts at the top, the things that you want your ideal clients to pay attention to. And then, put in some bullet points. You want short text, maybe one or two sentences per paragraph. Break it up, use emojis, use bullet points, make it interesting to read. You do not want a wall of text that people are going to go, bleh, I don't know what to do with this. So that's important that you write that correctly. So, and then you've got other sections below it, but these are like the top four that you really want to get dialed in. So this is going to be really helpful for you. So let's move on. Aha. Okay. Here's a question I get from a lot of people, and they're saying, I don't know what to post on LinkedIn. Oh my gosh, there's a million things that you can post on LinkedIn. You do want to be aware of the fact that it is different than Facebook. It is different than Instagram. You are not posting pictures of your lunch. You're not posting pictures of the dress you just bought, the concert you went to last night. I mean, it's okay to sneak in a few things like that, and people actually like to see pictures of your dog or your coffee. But for the most part, it's a professional platform, which is actually what I love about it. I find Instagram super boring. I just hate Instagram. That's my thing. But I like to talk about business. And here's some great things that you can post on LinkedIn. And this is showing off your knowledge. This is showing off your skills. This is showing how you can help people. This is showing a little bit of vulnerability. Here's how I overcame a challenge. Here's a time when I completely bombed, and here's how I turned it around, or here's how I didn't turn it around, and I'm still struggling. People can relate to that because it makes you seem like a real person. But I've got a whole newsletter that I devoted to a project that I did for a client where she was really, really happy. And I showed them here's her newsletter, here's her website, here's her flyers that I made for her, and here's her testimonial about how happy she was. And that's a great advertisement for me. So, there's just so much stuff that you can post. So definitely, get on there, post your stuff. I always like to include a graphic with my posts, but I'm very graphic heavy. So it's not necessary. You can do videos. They are starting to do, portrait style videos and, kind of talking head type videos. Those do very well. So if you have video content, chop it up into short bits. Oh, and I've got a great tool for that. Remind me to put that like in the comments or something. I use a tool called Video AI. It's VIDYO.ai, and hit me up for an affiliate code for them. But I can take like this whole presentation and it'll automatically chop it up into 1 or 2 minute bites for me. And then I can even add captions and do all the stuff for it. It's brilliant and it's got a really robust free plan. So do check out that tool. It's super cool. So this is what to post on LinkedIn. So now, oh, I wanted to talk about newsletters. Newsletters are my new favorite thing. Okay, you can do your own little newsletter on LinkedIn. It's sort of like a little article that you write, and they get amazing visibility. I have two newsletters because I have two sides to my business. I have my tech stuff, and then I have my debt-free coaching. I started a separate newsletter for each. You can do up to 4 newsletters. When I started these newsletters, I had over 80 subscribers the first day. Haha, take that, Facebook. Okay, that is amazing because they're saying maybe a quarter of your connections will subscribe to your newsletters. So when you kick out this newsletter and you have a choice of weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, when you send out this newsletter, it not only shows it to your followers, but anyone who has subscribed to it, which might be up to a quarter of your followers, gets it straight to their email. So that is genius and really gets a lot of visibility. And you can put emojis, you can put GIFs, you can put links in them, you can put your own photos, your graphics. You can make it really bright and fun and interesting to read. And you want to keep it kind of short. You're not writing a novel, but I think newsletters are super cool. And showing you how to set up a newsletter is one of the things I offer when I do a makeover. That's one of the things is I help you set it up because it's a little obscure. It's a little tricky to find, but it's brilliant. And if you can get that kind of visibility, my engagement spikes every single time I put out a newsletter. So it's really a valuable tool. I would say that's one of the best features on LinkedIn. Yeah, one of the worst features on LinkedIn, groups. Groups on LinkedIn, I'm sorry, they suck. They're just not good. They do have groups, and you probably want to get involved with groups, but there's not a lot of interaction in the groups, and you're mostly just posting stuff to a different audience. And some of the people in the group will see it, but I have just not found them terribly useful. But I do, have a couple of groups that I join for, this particular thing I post about, or this or that, and I'll occasionally share my posts, which they make really easy to do. But yeah, groups are not like Facebook groups, and I'm hoping they're going to fix that, but who knows? So, what do we got next? Aha,
Pasta Sarah.
to-dos. Okay, so let's shut this call off. Sorry about that. And so put your LinkedIn link in the chat, in the chat on here on Zoom. And then, by all means, connect with each other, connect with me. I'm easy to find. My name is super easy it's very unusual. I'm the only one. So you'll be able to find me if I haven't connected with you yet. Do connect with me. Make a plan for how you're going to update your profile, hopefully by the end of the week. Okay. I'm a big one on deadlines. I have 3 sons. That means I have a master's degree in holding people accountable. So let's see if we can, if you don't choose to hire me, which I'm always all for, definitely get in there and make some tweaks and do some stuff. And today's Wednesday. So let's give you till Sunday. Does that work? Okay, 3 or 4 days. And then if you want to sign up for my freebie, I have a freebie called 5 Ways to Thrive on LinkedIn. And you just hit the little QR code here, and you can find that, or you can go to yourfairytechmother.com and there'll be a pop-up or a link or something to do that. And, I would love to have you on my list. And it just sends out 5 different things that you can do to spiff up your profile and up your game on LinkedIn. So that's very cool. So, oh, and I do have some secret strategies that I can only share with my paid clients. Sorry, but trust me, I got some good stuff. So that's a little tidbit that I share with just my clients. And of course, I put the thing right over the QR code. Let's see if I can get this out of the way. Yay. Okay, so my services are to do a consultation to do your full makeover, like I mentioned, Or if you want someone to just take over the reins on your posting and keep you regular on there and post 3 times a week, which I also can share to Facebook and Instagram. So you could be posting 3 times a week on 3 platforms for one low, pretty reasonable price. So definitely hit me up with that. You can check out my, Your Fairy Tech Mother website. I've got all the details on there. And I think that's it. So, definitely come and follow me. And I'm going to shut down the presentation if I can figure out how to do that. There we go. Okay, and stop sharing. And let's talk about some questions. Okay, so unmute yourselves, chit chat. What questions do you have?
Hi there. Thank you so much for this.
You're
Super interesting. I think for my LinkedIn skill level, I'm probably on an advanced level, but I have a few specific questions. So one thing that I was wondering is, if I create content, do you happen to have any recommendation? Is it what performs better? Is it short videos? And if yes, is there like a sweet spot, like 60 seconds or something? Because attention span is short. And so I've been thinking about like maybe 3 times per week, 2 maybe written posts, 1 video. So is that something? Can you just speak a little, and please be like, as some of you guys know me already, like give it to me straight. Like, does it make sense? Like, give it to me real. Like any advice you have
Absolutely.
on the ideal length,
Absolutely.
all that stuff.
I would not do 60 seconds. I would do 45 or less.
Okay.
People like quick and easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that video content is always going to perform best on every platform, which makes me crazy because I hate video. But if you do video, make sure you have captions because a lot of people watch silent videos.
Right.
So yes, I would definitely do that. And yeah, I think that the written posts are more for people like me who prefer to read, and you're able to go a little bit more in depth.
Okay.
But I do include a graphic with every post. So I have a Canva graphic with every post because that just underlines it. That just gets a couple of bullet points out there. But no, I think that's a perfect strategy. I think that's
Okay.
very smart.
Okay. And then one question, and then I will shut up. So
Right.
LinkedIn now has these shorts. So these vertical little videos. It's almost like wannabe TikTok. So is that a special place to post it, or is that something that just automatically just shows videos? Or do you know what I mean? Like, do I just post the video in my feed, or is there like a better way to do that?
Damned if I know. I don't do video. I'm very camera shy. So I actually have no idea on that one, but I
Okay.
follow a ton of LinkedIn experts
Okay.
and you can go check them out and ask them. So
Okay.
John Espirian, let me put his name in here. Follow
Yes.
him. That guy is brilliant and he's lovely. And he has a list of like a whole ton of really smart LinkedIn people. And I just went through that list and picked a bunch of people to follow, and I've learned a ton from them. So that's a question for the actual LinkedIn experts because video is my kryptonite. So yeah, yeah,
Thank
but
you.
I know there's an answer to it. I just don't know. Okay, so what about the rest of you guys? Hi,
I've got a
Krista.
question. Thank you for doing this. This is super helpful. I'm fairly new to LinkedIn, although I know I need to be on there. So that's why I'm here. Um, if I haven't massaged my, profile in a while, how would you recommend that you kind of get hooked into the right algorithm? Do you go through and just like and comment on people that you're the type of people that you want to attract, that kind of thing?
So first, get your profile in order.
Yep.
That's very important. Getting that dialed in is your best bet because then the algorithm is going to work with you instead of against you. But
Okay.
yes, then you want to connect with people in the correct industry. You want to be commenting on those types of posts. You want to be putting out content with those keywords. And the algorithm is actually surprisingly responsive. I noticed for a while I was like interacting with a lot of the LinkedIn experts and not so much with my ideal clients, which are mostly coaches and service providers. And so I went in and I used the search tools, which are very robust on LinkedIn. And I used the search tools to find some people and interact with some people. And within 2 days, my entire feed had changed. So I found the algorithm is actually quite responsive to what you're doing.
Okay,
So
that's
if you're talking to the right people, it's going to show you the right people.
awesome. All right, thank you.
Good. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay,
Hey,
Jackie,
Adrian. How are you?
pretty good. How are you?
Good. Hi, ladies. Good, good. Great to be here. Thank you so much for doing this. So similar to Nadia, my background is in corporate sales in the tech space. So I was using LinkedIn all the time. I still use it because it's hard to break old habits. And I have a lot of followers, on my personal page there. Um, Two parts to the question. The first is I just learned the other day how much the responsiveness or engagement changes when you're posting via your company page versus your personal page. And I wish I had known that earlier in this journey because, I have gone through and asked a lot of my connections to go and follow my company page. I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of posting on people that post on their company page and then share it, but I understand the why. Can you just speak to how you view how you should leverage your company LinkedIn profile compared to your personal?
Have a company profile just because I don't think they're that valuable. I don't think they get nearly as much traction as the personal ones. Okay, but I'm going to say something a little controversial, so don't hate me. Okay,
Never.
you can reuse content that you've used on your company page. Just cut and paste it and repost it as the new
Yeah.
post on your own page. People don't understand that we're so busy and so saturated in the feed that we don't remember our own Netflix password. How the hell do you think I'm going to remember something you posted on a company page 3 months ago? I'm not going to care. I repost content all the time. It's smart, it's useful. So I not only share the same content between platforms, I will take the exact same post and I might, tweak the call to action thing a bit, but I will post the exact same graphic, the exact same caption on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram via a scheduler, which I love, and then I will repost it a few months later. It's
Yes.
smart, because you have whole different audiences on each platform and you have new people in your audience every time. And the algorithm doesn't show it to your entire audience anyway. They're only showing it to maybe 10% of the people. So it makes sense. It's such a time saver. You put so much time into creating these posts. Why not recycle them? So
Is that really
I
the
know
stat,
that's a weird
10% when you
topic.
post?
Huh?
Is that really the stat, 10% when you post?
I don't know what the stats are. I'm guessing 10 to
Yeah, but you
20%.
you think it's that low?
Yeah,
Oy,
yeah,
oy, oy, oy.
because there's a lot going on. But if you're
Oh yeah.
resharing it to a group, that gives a little bit more help. If you get people comment for every person who comments on your post, which is why you want to ask open-ended questions, every person you comment, it shows it to like 50 more people. And so if you get
Mhm.
another comment and maybe you get a reply and then someone else chimes in, then boom, it's showing it to that many more people. So that makes it really more valuable. And if someone reshares it, then that makes it even more valuable again. So that
Exactly,
interaction
yeah.
matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if I can just tag on to that while we're on the subject, what I know from my corporate days, and Adrian, let me know if you agree with this, is
Mhm,
there's also exponentially more value if instead of using the repost button, you
mhm.
actually copy the link to that post, go to your page, and then paste the link. Instead of just hitting repost, it actually affects how the algorithm responds and increases your reach in that manner as well.
Well, there's a trick I didn't know. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'll have to
I
try
was
that.
told that by
I don't repost very often unless it's something that's really valuable to me, but
mhm.
that's kind of interesting. I have not thought of
In the
that.
corporate world, reposting is like, people do it because they're being lazy. You just want to get it out there. Why recreate
Yeah,
the wheel? But you don't
yeah.
actually get as much pull from that as you would if people do it the other
Okay.
way.
That's really interesting. I think that's a great tip.
Yeah.
Yes, Nadia, you had a question.
Yeah, I have a quick build on that, what you mentioned. So I know, LinkedIn and Instagram and all those things from like my corporate marketing career of 20 years. So I can confirm that 5 years ago already, the reach that organically like of all your followers who sees your post was 10%. It is even lower than now. So
Oh,
I think one thing, Adrian, I don't know, yeah, so that's what I've been doing a lot is if people comment on your post, reply on it. Don't just like it, like reply on it. So
Yeah,
if you see some of my posts, what I'm always doing, and that is just wild because the algorithm ranks your post as really relevant because engagement is one of the KPIs. And so that's how I think I just posted officially that my business is now starting like 2 weeks ago. And on that on that Monday post, I got 5,000 impressions within 48
really,
hours.
that's awesome.
So that's like
That's
the
viral.
engagement. Yeah, so the engagement is like really important. So that's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's really awesome. So, Heidi, do you have anything to share? Did you bring anything to share with the class?
Nope. Thanks for the offer, but I'm just learning.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes that's where you need help because it can take you hours to learn it, and it can take me 5 minutes to like show you. So,
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Well, you're
Adrian,
welcome.
another question I have, what are you using for your scheduler? What are your
I
recommendations there?
use Smarter Q, which is the best tool you've never heard of. Their advertising sucks, and I am on them about that. I'm actually working with their team. But it's a brilliant scheduler and it has an automatic recycle feature in it. So it will
Um,
save all my posts in my queue and then it will automatically reshare them unless I tell it not to. Sometimes you have just an announcement or something that you don't want recycled, but most of my content is evergreen and it just automatically reshares it, which is brilliant. I've used it for 7 or 8 years. Do hit me up for an affiliate link if you would like to use it, because with my affiliate link, you get a free 1 month trial, whereas normally you get a free two
nice.
week trial. But yeah, it's brilliant and it works with Facebook, Instagram, I think TikTok, maybe, I don't know if it does YouTube. I don't know if it's not that great on video. Twitter. I always forget about Twitter because I hate it, but it does like maybe 10 different social media platforms, and you can like copy and share content between the different platforms. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So I've
Okay.
got some really good tools. That video AI, brilliant, and I'm still on the free plan. Smarter Q, brilliant. Trello, another free tool. I need to do a class about Trello because I am obsessed with it. I use it for everything, and I'm still on the free plan 8 years later. So it's
Isn't that
pretty
for
brilliant.
project management?
Yeah, it's for everything. It's for
For everything?
everything. I use it for communicating with my assistant. I use it for keeping my schedule. I use it for just remembering things that I want to do. I use it for my brand to keep all my brand assets in one place. Here's my picture. Here's my bio. Here's my
Yeah.
links. Here's an interview that I did. All that stuff is in one nice, neat place. And I use it all the time. Yeah.
I'll raise my hand to ask for that class to be done.
Yes, yes. I am like the Trello ambassador of the world because it's
Are
just
you? You
brilliant.
got an affiliate code for that? No, because you're on the free plan,
Yeah,
right?
because it's free.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's the
if
most
you do a
robust free
workshop,
plan I've ever seen.
Nadia,
Sorry?
you work on that too?
if you make a workshop for that, Adrian, like please, 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 because I just started my development team, like the web development team, they always use it. And I'm just like, don't add me to this. I don't know what this is. Just tell me when it's done. And now my personal coach, he's AKA my business therapist. He
Yeah.
uses this. He set this up for me. And that's like the channel. He like literally yells at me every day of like, did you do morning gratitude work at evening? Like, did you do your reflections? Have you do it? Like, it's awesome. You can communicate through it. So that's really cool. But I feel like there's so much. I'm just scratching the surface, but there's so
Cool.
much more you can do with it. I'm also
Oh,
the
yeah.
free plan, but Adrian, like, please, please, please tell us more about it next time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I wish I had time. I would just go give you a show and tell of it. But yeah, I definitely will do a workshop. I'll talk to Lynette about that. But if you want to just hit me up for a coffee chat, I'm happy to give you a spin around my LinkedIn and show you some of the cool things that I do with it. So let me put my coffee chat link in here, and you can just
Is this
just
call
hit me
done
up for
in
a
4
chat.
minutes, Adrian?
Is what?
Is this call done in 4 minutes? Is that why you're saying wrapping it up
Oh
or
no, I just need to be somewhere. So I'm just getting ready to wrap this up.
okay, got it. Can I ask you one more question? Thank you. Thank you. So the newsletter thing, very interesting to me. I
Yes.
know that's become, really popular over
Yeah.
the last year. I guess if you create newsletters in LinkedIn and maybe you're using your smarter cube for this as well, can you then also reuse that in its structure on the other platforms?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, I use MailerLite for my actual newsletters, and I've got like 1,200 subscribers. So I will sometimes cut and paste things that are relevant from my LinkedIn newsletter and reshare them with my actual email audience. But
Okay.
it's really interesting because I get rickets. I've basically stopped using my regular newsletters because no one ever responds, no one ever buys, no one ever comments, and it gets discouraging. But my LinkedIn newsletter gets a ton of visibility. I get a ton of comments. People say, "Oh, I read this in your newsletter last week," and I get a ton more interaction with that. So I'm focused much more on my LinkedIn newsletters rather than my actual traditional email newsletters, which is what everybody pushes. They're like, "Oh, you got to send this." Yeah, if it worked, I would, but I've kind of
Yeah,
put them in timeout for the time being because they've been naughty. So, yeah, it is
awesome.
what it is.
This is a great
Yeah,
session.
good. I'm glad you like it, and I hope that the ladies who view the recording will get some good mileage out of it. And I love it's LinkedIn, and I love some of these tools, and I get a kick out of sharing it. That's why I'm your fairy tech mother, because I love this stuff. So, yeah, good stuff.
Thank
Okay,
you
if
so
you
Great
much.
don't
stuff.
have any more questions, I'm going to go do some stuff, but reach out to me. By all means, follow me on LinkedIn. If you're not following me already, let me leave my in. There's my LinkedIn link. So hopefully this has been helpful for you, and tell your friends. I'll be posting the recording, and if you want to rewatch it or if you want to cue your friends in to watch it, that would be great. And if you want to reach out to have me help you with stuff, I'm probably up for that. So this is good stuff. All right. I will catch you ladies.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
ladies.
Thanks so
Bye.
much.